Welcome to Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide. I am Chanel Scott, a healer and a psychic medium who has been sharing my gifts professionally for more than a decade. This is a space where spirituality is simple, grounded, and lived, not performed. Here, we talk about the real inner work, the pauses, the questions, the healing, and the moments that shift everything quietly. This is the real talk for real life, without the fluff, the bypassing, or the pressure to be anything other than yourself. Through honest conversations, guided healing sessions, and soulful reflections, you'll be reminded that you already carry the wisdom you're seeking. Spirituality isn't something you chase. It's something you remember and embody. I'm here with you on this journey we call life, to gently guide you back to yourself, to reclaim your power, and remember your sacred self. From my heart and soul to yours. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome. It's a new episode of Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. My name is Chanel. I'm your host and your spiritual tour guide on this beautiful journey we call life. Have you been feeling heavy, confused, contradictory energies? Maybe exhausted, thirsty, maybe even stomach bug or a headache. This could all be related to the new moon we are going to be having tomorrow on Saturday, May 16th. This is a new moon in Taurus. And the energy we are coming up against is pulling at all of our strings. It is putting its finger in all of our wounds, and it is definitely poking the bear. And I know you've been feeling it. We've all been feeling it. And it's been challenging, to say the least. Probably a lot of feelings, emotions, and memories popping up lately. And this makes perfect sense when Taurus steps forward for this new moon. There is an uncovering that is happening right now. This uncovering that leads to massive and permanent transformation. We are creating the energy that is required to make this transformation that we have energetically committed to. We are being asked to come and take it head on. There is this feeling of like groundedness, though. This is where maybe the heaviness is coming from. We are being asked to create foundation, stability, strength, and there's this feeling like we're being pulled energetically to the ground. We are being asked to stay really grounded. Now, I think there gets to be a little confusion, and you know me, I like spirituality to stay simple. We like to talk about it in the simplest of ways. And one of the things that's really important when we're developing our intuition and tapping into our intuition is this piece of grounded connection. So I like to describe it like a tree. You need roots grounded down into the earth, stabilization, strength, connection, foundation. Those roots of a tree. Have you seen a tree in a storm and how it's like bending and it's still not breaking? It's because those roots are there and they're holding it in. And why is this important, you ask? Because when we are connecting to the divine, it lightens us. And when we have that foundation, we stay in a place of intuition that is clear and connected. When we get way too up in the ethers, it can get a little airy-fairy, it can get a little lightheaded, and it might not be as clear and concise as we need it to be. We need to anchor like roots, but we also need to reach our branches up to the sky and connect to the divine. There is this push and pull, which is really kind of the energy we're feeling right now. This feeling of, I need to stay where I am, but I'm being pulled into the past, and I keep gazing to the future, and I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. we are opening into a deeper frequency. We are opening into deeper channels, portals, timelines. This is really about connecting you to the places that you are asking to be connected to. It is recalibration so that we can take on more and more light. So stick around, because we're going to do an activation at the end, because I think that it's important considering what we're going to be going through with this new moon. There is an ask for alignment. They keep showing me this piece of like, you say one thing in your head, you say another thing out of your mouth, and then you take a whole different action in the third. And we have to start to bring this all together. So what you might not have been noticing lately is this piece of the thoughts are asking us to pay attention. The things that are coming in are saying, are you in alignment? Are you having a mindset and action in the direction that you are asking to go into, the transformation, the dream, the goal, the intention? If you are not, you're going to notice repetitiveness. The same thing coming up and over and over and over again. And you know you've been feeling it. I have. It has been ridiculous and frustrating all in the same breath. But at the same time, we can't change unless we understand. Understanding is the key to the transformation. Why do you do the thing that you do? Why? When we understand the why, we get to make different choices. We get to move in a different way. This energy is removing the boundaries. It is removing the barriers. And it is really asking us to step up into our authentic self, into our truth, to remember who we are. It is very feeling based, very, very feeling based. Clairsentient, the Claire of feeling, is our original Claire. It is where it all started from. And this is coming in really, really strong. Notice the way you feel. Your energy, your body, the universe, it's telling you things. It's showing you the alignment. It's showing you the misalignment. It is showing you the truth in your being, but it's also showing us the places where we are showing up, wearing masks, or shrinking to fit in. This is a challenging month. We can no longer act plastic. It isn't about being a herd of Barbies or G.I. Joes, whoever you are and what area you grew up in. But it is about authenticity in who we are. It is about really knowing who we are. Because again, when we know who we are, that is part of understanding. And understanding allows us to make different choices and allows us to create new belief systems and new patterns and habits. It allows us to shift our mindset in a way that will actually change. And this is the new moon to be doing it in. This is absolutely a turning point. And I know, if you're like me, I know you are waiting for this. You have been waiting for this energy to shift. That doesn't mean the work's not still going to be there. I don't know who told you that the work ever ends, because it doesn't. And I'd personally be really sad, because learning and growing and becoming a better version of me, a more aligned version of me, is always the goal. It doesn't mean that work has to be hard, because when we acknowledge the work, it allows us to shift and move. It gives us more space for grace, because the universe is taking us on the path of least resistance. It's when you resist that you get more back. What you put out, you get back. If you want ease, put it out. If you want resistance, put it out. You get what you ask for. You get where your mindset is. So these are all pieces that come together to really create where we are in this moment. Now, when I tapped into the intention setting, because it's a new moon, we set intentions, it was interesting because there was this real grounding force that stepped forward. Like it was that magnet back to the ground again. And in that, it was like asking us for those transformation intentions. This felt less like goals and dreams and more about personal growth, that inward work, that soul work that we do. What is it? Like, what is the mindset you want to carry? What is it that, how do you want to show up? What, where are you and who are you? So like, think of things about personally, the things that you are trying to transform, and focus on that when it comes to your intentions. This new moon feels really potent for those kind of intentions. Does that trickle out into our dreams and goals? Of course it does, because when we change ourselves, we move ourselves closer to the dreams and goals that are in alignment with us. But there's this piece where we need to really acknowledge our piece. I still remember being at a networking event and someone's like, take yourself out of your business. And I was like, whoa, hold on. It doesn't work that way. We can't take ourselves out of anything. Our crap is always going to show up in our business, in our career, in our love life, in our family life, in our friendships. It is going to show up. Your belief systems, your patterns, your mindset, it all comes into play. And the more you try to disconnect, the more it's going to scream to be acknowledged. So if you are not dealing with your own stuff, you are not going to solve the problems that you're trying to fix, because they are often related to the core problem. That root belief system, which is my jam, that's how I work with people. That root system that you created all these trauma responses, or I like to call them symptom beliefs, that are keeping you stuck. And unless we deal with that, we are making decisions. We are moving from, we are showing up as those core belief systems we created as kids. I don't care how old you are, you wouldn't let a 2-year-old run your life, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old. You wouldn't let them run your life. But the reality is you do. If you have not done the healing work that comes behind those core belief systems, you are letting them run your life. So now is the time to really anchor in to the new belief systems that you want to create. The transformation that is internal, that will absolutely change everything in your life, because you are fixing the root of the problem, not putting a Band-Aid on it. We can manifest and set intentions and dream and vision board and all those things all we want. But if your belief systems don't hold space for the things you want in life, you'll never get them. It's just the facts. I feel like a Debbie Downer now, but I really just want you to do the work. It is powerful and it is transformational, and it's really not as painful as you think it is. You don't have to dig. That's my job. Intuition, my psychic abilities, my healing abilities, all of those things do the work for you. Yes, you have to experience the memory again because we talk about it, but it's not intense. You get to take it from a detached place, and you get to start learning and understanding. Now, as I said, let's do a little activation today. I feel like it's really important to just anchor the body and to open to more light today. So if you don't have time to sit and do a meditation, that's totally okay. I invite you to be really simplistic in it. Take a moment, try 3 to 5 breaths, shorter inhale, longer exhale. It doesn't mean that inhale is short, but maybe count to 3 or 4 for your inhale and double it for your exhale. Maybe even hold it at the top. This is going to regulate your nervous system. Plant your feet firmly on the ground while you're doing this and imagine your roots growing. And while you do those two things, also imagine at your heart center a ball of light, and just see that ball of light getting bigger and bigger. That's the simple version of this today. If you were in a rush today, but you can use this anytime you want to get grounded and connected. Grounded and connected. Now we're going to go a little deeper into our activation as we move into it more like a meditation. So pause this if you need to go and find a quiet space to actually sit down and listen, or come back to it when you have that time. If you are driving, please keep your eyes open. Do not close them. That would be unsafe. And if you are in a public place where you need to be aware of your surroundings, keep your eyes open. You don't have to close them. Just listen internally. But do try to settle if you can. Try to find a quiet, comfortable place where you can just take a moment. Lean against a tree or a wall. Have a seat. Lay down in the grass. Snuggle into your bed or a comfy chair. Whatever works for you in this moment. And then take a few deep breaths. Let that inhale be shorter than the exhale. Feel grounded. Feel yourself in your body. Begin to notice the places where your body and the ground meet. The places where they're touching each other. Let these be anchor points today. Allow yourself to begin to anchor breath by breath. Feeling the frequency of the earth beneath you. Feeling this strength, connection, a sense of safety and security, anchored in Mother Earth, holding you, holding space for you. Feel the flow of your breath in and out. Allow this exchange of energy, like charging your batteries, plugging into her portal of energy exchange. Amplifying your frequency, yet at the same time keeping a sense of steadiness. Grounded into Mother Earth. And as you feel this energy move up through the legs, coming into the hips and the pelvis, deepening that sense of awareness and stability, strength, and foundation. And as it peaks at the base of the ribs, you can feel an opening begin. With every breath, a tiny light begins to shine brighter in the heart center of your chest. This place of inward connection. Allow the light to form and grow. And just meet resistance where it is. It's not about forcing the light to grow. It's about inviting it, noticing, anchoring, having awareness of what is coming up as you connect into this light. Mother Earth has created a safe place for you to receive. But that doesn't mean that your body and your soul feel safe in opening. And that is okay. Honor where you are today and how this feels, knowing that you can return to this process anytime. Any time to see, to feel, and to open. As you hold this light in the heart center, just allow yourself to feel it, to acknowledge it, to have acceptance of here it is, not forcing it to become something different. Just connection and calm. This is an activation of your light, your personal being. And again, just acknowledge how big, how bright, without judgment, without analyzing. Knowing that you are receiving exactly what you are meant to today. You are surrounded by your spirit team, your light beings. They are here to support you and anchor you into this light of knowing. It holds what you have been looking for. And in this moment, maybe it is the tiniest glimpse of what you need to acknowledge and accept. Or maybe it's a complete unfolding, seeing the path that needs to be taken. Whatever it is what you can handle in this moment. It is what you need. Receive with openness, with willingness, and with acceptance. Breathe into this light of knowing. Stay in this energy for as long as you need. Return to it anytime that you need. Happy new moon in Taurus. May it bring you awareness, acceptance, and direction. This feels like a big one. So also be gentle with yourself on the 16th of May, 2026, to allow for space for all that is coming. If you would love to connect with me this weekend in person, I will be at Mystic Ramen on Sunday, May 17th, right after that new moon in Taurus, for a group mediumship reading. It's called Sandos and Spirit. We're having a mystic high tea while I do a group mediumship reading. Messages from your loved ones on the other side of love and support and guidance, closure, healing. Is one of my favorite events to do is group mediumship. So there are still tickets available. They are available through mystikramen.ca. Thank you. Thank you for being here and being on my journey and allowing me to be your spiritual tour guide from my heart and soul to yours. Until the next time. Bye now. Thank you for spending this time with me. If something from this episode resonated, let it settle. Awareness will always show you what you need to know. If you feel called to go deeper, you're invited to explore the ways we can work together through private sessions, group experiences, and guided practices, all shared at my website, fromtheheartandsoul.com. And if this episode supported you, subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with someone on a similar path helps this work reach those who may need it. Trust what stayed with you. Trust what stirred. Those are the directions meant for you. Until the next time, keep listening inward and walking your path in your own way. From my heart and soul to yours.